What's going on, Master Duel fans? James here again, going over the selection pack, Wrath of the Tyrant, and I opted to pick out the water, aka Atlanteans, just so that we can go over the in-depth review of the newest water support featuring Eria, the water channeler. So we could just literally get this out of the way in terms of the channeler real fast. So just like every other channeler there is, aside from the attribute things, but all are 1850 attack, 1500 defense spellcasters in terms of the channelers. And it is, of course, always treated as a charmer. And then when it comes to the channelers, they all share the similarity type of effects where if whatever or when your whatever attributes based off from which one you're playing in terms of wind, earth, fire, or water, most cases water since we're going over it, monster gets killed by battle, you can special discard from your hand. So they basically share the same thing on the extension, but attribute wise. And rather than the usual discard along with the attribute that matches to do something, wind gets you a wind monster with 1500 or less defense from deck to hand that's not herself. And then also here gets you one earth from deck to hand with 1850 or less attack whose original type is the same as one of the discarded monsters. Kita lets you get one fire monster from deck to hand whose higher attack than the other discarded monster. In this one, for Eria to be specific, you can discard this and one other water, add one water monster from deck to hand with an equal or higher level than the other discarded monster. And obviously, once you use the discard effects of that channeler, you cannot use monster effects except for whatever that attribute. So most cases, wind, earth, fire, and water, just to get that out of the way. Now, the Atlanteans and or support for the Atlanteans. Abishrine the Atlantean Spirit. This card is always treated as a mermail card, but realistically, we're going to pick up Atlantean stuff. Level 3, Water Aqua, 1600 both ways. Each effect once per turn. You can tribute this from your hand and one Atlantean or mermail monster from your hand or field. Take one level 7 fish, sea serpent, or aqua from your deck and either add it to your hand or special it out. And to turn you to this, you can't special from the extra deck except waters for the rest of this turn. Obviously, it's Atlanteans. We don't care too much on the restrictions. During your opponent's turn, as a quick effect, you can banish this from your graveyard and discard one to the graveyard, draw one card. She's nice on the draw one. Mermail Shadow Squatter. This card is always treated as an Atlantean card. Level 3, Water Sea Serpent. No attack, 1900 defense. What a wall. You can discard one card to the graveyard. Water monsters you currently control become level 7 until the end of this turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard just because of a water monster's effect, just like literally every other Atlantean ever, in this one, special one level 4 or lower Atlantean or mermail from your deck. So essentially, this is the E-Telly, except the card itself. And to turn you to this, you can't special from your extra deck except waters for the rest of this turn. Once again, we don't care about the restrictions. each effect once per turn. Poseidra, the Storming Atlantean. Level 7 Sea Serpent, 2800 attack, 1600 defense. Water Sea Serpent, of course. While you control a monster that isn't Poseidra, well, outside of Poseidra, the Storming Atlantean, to be specific, because, retrained. Your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks. Each of the following effects once per turn. You can send one other water monster from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard, special this card out from your hand, and upon normal or special, you can send one Atlantean or Mermail from your deck to the graveyard, then target one card your opponent controls, which is the entire cost. The resolution is kick it back to the hand. Abyss Sting Triana. Equip spell. Hard once on the activation. Special one Atlantean or Mermail monster from your hand or graveyard, and if you do, hook it up to this card. If the equipped monster will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send this card to the graveyard instead, so saving grace. You can banish this from your graveyard, then target up to 3 of your fish, sea serpent, and or aqua monsters that are banished or in your graveyard. Shuffle them into the deck. The graveyard effect is once per turn. Poseidra Abyss, the Atlantean Dragon Lord. Rank 7 Water Sea Serpent XE, 3000 attack, 3000 flat, I should say, 1800 defense. 3 level 7s is what it takes to make it, courtesy of Shadow Squatter, if I recall, on the ability. Yup, makes them level 7. Once per turn, you can also Exige Shoken Poseidra by using one Atlantean or Mermail XE you control. So, Zodiac Exes, but Mermail or Atlantean version. And then soft once per turn, detach 2 at the same time. Then send one water monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, which is the entire cost. The resolution is does not target, does not destroy, kick back up to 3 cards your opponent controls to the hand. If this Exige Shoken card is sent to the graveyard, you can discard 1 card to the graveyard, special 3 level 3 or lower fish, sea serpent, and or aqua monsters from your hand and or graveyard. This is Call of the Atlanteans in a nutshell, which is a little too wild. And it's not even once per turn on the Call of the Atlanteans last effect. Wow, that is a hot mess. Abyss Trite, the Atlantean Spirit. Rank 7, Water Sea Serpent XE, 2100 attack, 2800 defense. 2 or more level 7 water monsters to make it. Water monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense for each material attached to it. Super nice. Each of the following effects once per turn. First chance she gets Exige Shoken. You can target 1 level 7 or lower fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster in graveyard. Special it out. Nice. Detach 1. Set 1 Abyss Trap from your deck. So most cases about the Abyss Traps, you have Abyss Squall, Abyss Strom, Abyss Scorn, Abyss Steam, and Abyss Sphere. For which, by the way, I'm gonna have to deal with the Abyss Steam real fast just to go over that. So, And I already know for that fact that this isn't one of those so-called new cards out the gate from the get-go when it comes to the Abyss Steam. But at the same time, I'm still picturing this is like one of the new support cards anyway. So Abyss Steam, when it comes to the newly Abyss traps. Each of the following effects of Abyss Steam once. Draw cards equal to the number of different monster types among the monsters you control that are fish, sea serpent, or aqua monsters. Also, until the end of your next turn, after this card resolves, you can't special from your extra deck except waters. Once again, restrictions. We legit do not care about this since this is Atlantean reviews. If a face-up water monsters, more than one, you control gets killed by a battle or card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this, add one mermaid monster from your graveyard or banishment to your hand. Seems pretty nice. And last but not least, Mermaid King Neptibus, aka Prince Link. Link 3, all 3 bottom arrows, bottom left, bottom middle, bottom right, super strong. Water Sea Serpent Link, 2400 attack. 2+ monsters, including a fish, sea serpent, or aqua to make this. Easier said than done in Mermaid Atlanteans. Just like the Simorgh Link 3, but instead of winged beasts, it's your opponent cannot target water monsters that this card points to within card effects. Each of the following effects once per turn. If a water monsters, more than one, is sent to the graveyard just because of a card or effect outside of the damage step, take one Abyss equipped spell from your deck or graveyard and either add it to your hand or hook it up to this card. So most cases on the Abyss equipped spells, being the Abyss scale equips, same goes for the Abyss Sting. If this card in its owner's possession gets killed by an opponent's card, you can add one Atlantean or mermaid monster from your deck to your hand, regardless of level. And with that being said, this has been James Polk going over the indirect water support and or Atlantean support. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and smash the notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. And we'll catch you guys next time.